The North Atlantic Treaty Organization convened a summit on Wednesday in Newport, Wales. One of the main topics has been Ukraine's ongoing internal conflict. NATO leaders, with Ukraine's President Petro Poroshenko, have planned peace talks to take place in Minsk, Belarus, with the hopes of attaining a ceasefire between the Ukraine government and eastern rebel factions.
September 1st marked the opening of the latest cycle of negotiations in Havana between the Colombian government and Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. Speaking in Havana, the FARC's lead negotiator Iván Márquez rejected the role of a Security Forces Commission in the negotiations, while also stressing that a great deal of work remains outstanding in the process. In the aftermath of the comments, Colombia's Defense Minister Juan Carlos Pinzón came out and urged the FARC to concentrate on negotiations rather than making statements.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro announced major changes to his government's cabinet last Tuesday, including the removal of Rafael Ramirez as the president of the state oil company PDVSA, as well as oil minister. Ramirez will now serve as Venezuelan foreign minister. Tuesday's declarations come as the South American nation continues to move forward in its fight against smuggling and contraband, which has been responsible for the loss of some 40% of basic consumer products, according to government sources. Brazil's presidential candidates held their second televised debate on Monday ahead of October's elections. The debate was marked by strong clashes between the two frontrunners, current President Dilma Rousseff and Marina Silva. Polls show a tightening race that is likely to go to a second round. Economic issues dominated Monday's debate. Silva criticized Rousseff's response to inflation, while Rousseff went after Silva's proposal to grant autonomy to the central bank.
Israeli forces opened fire at fishermen off the coast of southern Gaza Strip on Tuesday in an apparent violation of the ceasefire agreement reached with Palestinian factions a week ago. Palestinian fishermen said that Israeli warships used machine guns to fire at their boats while they were sailing near Rafah within the agreed-upon 6 nautical mile limit. A ceasefire agreement reached on August 26 stipulated that Israel would ease its siege on Palestine and immediately expand the fishing zone of Gaza's coast, allowing fishermen to sail as many as 6 nautical miles from shore. Afterwards, the permitted fishing area would gradually increase farther.
Last week, campesino leader Margarita Murillo was murdered by 3 heavily armed men while she was working her land in Villanueva in the north region of the country. Her assassination is one of the latest in a long string of murders against members of the Honduran Resistance Front. Former Honduran President Manuel Zelaya is one of the principal leaders of the resistance. He confirms that since 2009 coup d'etat, which took him out of office, the political repression and persecution against members of the resistance has only increased.
La muerte de Margarita Murillo, una dirigente campesina,
the death of Margarita Murillo, a campesino and workers' leader and a coordinator of the resistance in the Libre Party, is a crime that we empathetically condemn.
Unfortunately, the impunity for those who have committed these crimes has been systematic. None of the accused of human rights violations have been taken to trial, and military and police officers have a general amnesty given by Porfirio Lobo's government 2 years ago.
In his second annual State of the Nation speech, Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto spoke for 2 hours on how his sweeping and unprecedented series of reforms will change the country. In less than 21 months, his administration has made major changes to the education system, telecommunications, and the energy sector. Since he came to power in 2012, Peña Nieto has faced widespread protests, and his ratings have dropped below 50%. Many believe that his policies are only to benefit the few and elite. With 4 years left in his term and the implementation of the structural reforms, many fear that social unrest, resistance, and state repression will be on the rise.